What's up everybody, it's your boy Duplays here and I'm back with some more reaction videos for you guys. So today we're checking out something not gaming related this time. The biggest bums in cartoons, and this is from Wordy, a channel I'm not subscribed to. I'm subscribed to his other channel, Birdie. That's his main channel. This is the secondary one. He does story times type stuff, so we're gonna check out the biggest bums in cartoons. And already I have like a list of characters on my mind. Patrick, obviously from SpongeBob. Somebody mentioned Garfield. He's a huge bum. Who else can I think of? Oscar from Hey Arnold. Who else? I can't think of anybody off the top of my head right now, but yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay, this is the dumbest video. Okay, this is the dumbest video I've ever made. Lazy characters. Sometimes we all get lazy at some points in our lives. Okay, that's crazy that I say that and I just missed 2 months of uploading. Alright, just we don't talk about that. But there are some people.
Of course, regular show. How could I forget regular show?
So lazy that they are basically in the running for the competition of the most unemployed man on the globe. And now recently I've been rewatching a lot of cartoons and I've been seeing clips of them on my reels. Now we gotta start with the biggest bum of all cartoons, Richard Watterson. I have not seen a bigger example of
Really? Patrick isn't worse?
Cartoon shows. Like, this dude, his day just consists of sleeping, eating, and more sleeping. And maybe a little bit of TV if he feels like it. And that's it. And now we all got days where we don't do shit, but look, this is his everyday life. This is the life of Richard Watterson. And for those of you that have never seen the show, some of you might be thinking to yourself, why has Richard never tried to get a job? You know, he's got to support the family. But the thing is, he got a job for one episode. And when
Reality
he got
warped.
a job, the universe almost just exploded. Some things just aren't meant to be. And one of them is Richard having a job. And the whole episode, Nicole was tweaking because, well, she knew something wasn't quite right when Richard was actually employed. And what I find ironic is that this dude, Richard, is one
I
of the
remember that
faces of
episode
the-
too. I think. Wait, hold on. What had happened? There was an episode where they ran out of money. This is unrelated. I don't know why I'm saying it, but there was an episode where they ran out of money and the animation quality got worse and worse. That if you know what, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to it. And I'm pausing 0.5 seconds later. But imagine being so much of a bum that when you go the opposite route and try to get employed, the universe literally tears apart. That is hilarious.
Yet he's always wearing a tie. Like, what? In one episode, Richard lied about being the CEO of Chanex Inc. He just walked in to get a bag of chips and everyone thought he was the CEO. And when he did become the CEO of Chanex, like, the whole place just collapsed on itself. And somehow he replaced everything that was essential for a work building to be quote-unquote fun functional. I really don't know how this dude's brain works. But
That's the thing, it doesn't work.
I have ever seen Richard Watterson is the episode The Laziest. Now, Gumball and Darwin wanted somebody to beat Richard in a lazy-off. And they found out that the only person that could do it was Lazy Larry. I figured I gotta give him a little cameo in this video. Now, the lore behind Larry is that this dude works every job in Elmore. But before that, this dude
So he's like the Uncle Ruckus of Elmore. Interesting.
Couch and just do
or the Mommy Rabbit of England, kind of like, you know, Peppa Pig. Never mind.
Just to get him to compete against Richard, Gumball and Darwin got him fired from his jobs, wrecked his car, destroyed his marriage, like literally everything possible to try and get him to compete. And at the end, when he just eventually lost everything, this dude sat on the couch and literally became one with the couch. I don't know how the hell that's even possible. And Gumball and Darwin, I think in the end, had to compete against Richard. And at the end of the episode, he gave them the win just so he could trick Nicole acting like he was doing the chores all day. Like, at this point, Lazy Larry, I don't even know if he's competing anymore. Maybe not. Maybe Lazy Larry is washed and he is no longer the most unemployed man in Elmore. Okay, number 2, we got Rigby. Now, Rigby went on a character development arc at the end of the show. But however, I don't think I've seen the end of it. Seasons, maybe, Rigby was a bum. He never wanted to do anything. In season 2, this dude hired a doppelganger to take his place. He hired this dude named Doug. This dude actually turned into him. He didn't want to do his work that bad to the point point where he just sat around and hired somebody else to do everything for him. And he also barely paid him to do it too. Like, he just basically gave him pennies because he had to quote-unquote cover the finder's fee, whatever that means. They had to end up figuring out who
Typical
the real
corporate exploitation. Nothing new.
he was. That's how alike they ended up becoming. And another episode I remember, Rigby got this thing in the room. It was called a wall buddy because he didn't want to pick up all his trash. And that shit was a heaping pile of garbage. I really don't know how he lives like that.
Get the room to that point?
And he got a wall buddy thing that literally separated him and Mordecai in the room and tried to move the trash to Mordecai's side because he wanted Mordecai to clean it. Like, at this point, you could have just cleaned it. Like, it would have been easier if you cleaned your own garbage instead of getting the wall buddy. Like, it's crazy how much Rigby would do to get around getting his work done.
This is more work than actually just doing it, which is the point Wordy's trying to make.
Easier to get his work done in the first place. And even Mordecai sometimes do. They were both doing anything but their actual job. It was crazy. One episode, Benson hired 2 new employees that kind of looked like a scrapped version of
Exactly.
Mordecai
They look like prototype designs of them.
Now, these dudes get their jobs done really easily, and Mordecai and Rigby are trying to mess it up for them. Eventually, these guys, Chad and Jeremy, end up quitting because Mordecai and Rigby just f***ed it up so bad. And in the end, Benson had to rehire Mordecai and Rigby. He had nobody else to clean the boats or whatever the hell they were doing. And all they had to do to avoid this shit from happening was to actually do their job. And I really don't know how they avoided.
Bro, their job is so easy though. It's just like park maintenance, and then on top of that you get a free crib to live in. What more could you ask for? Bro, I would kill for that.
Fired throughout the entire show. Like, they have done so much damage to the park, the house, like just literally everything. But next we got Cyborg and Beast Boy from Teen Titans.
I already know where you're going with this. That one specific episode of called Lazy Saturday. I remember that shit.
Watched Teen Titans Go as a kid. Found it funny as a kid, but obviously nowadays, looking back on it, I feel like the episodes were just hit or miss for me. Some of them were funny, but some of them not really. But I had to include it because what is this show even about, bro? One episode, Cyborg and Beast Boy cloned themselves because they were so lazy. They didn't even want to do anything for like 2 weeks. They kept cloning themselves. And there were clones of Cyborg and Beast Boy all over the tower. But for that entire period, they just kept eating pizza and gaming the whole time, and the other Titans didn't even know. So by the end of the episode, yeah, you could just imagine they let themselves go. There was piles and piles of pizza boxes in their room. You could see the flies buzzing around them. Like, this literally speaks unemployment. Now, don't get me wrong. We all got days where we do pretty much nothing, but I don't know how people live like this on a daily basis. I just don't understand it. A lot of the episodes are just random side quests. Beast Boy in one episode got a job at a pie place, and then Cyborg saw a little pie springy thing on his head.
You know, you'd think Beast Boy would be the bigger bum, but he actually got a job, and you can tell he's visibly annoyed by Cyborg messing that up for him.
Laughing his ass off. Like, that's really how it is when your friends roast you for having a job. Like, genuinely. Like, I saw this clip on Instagram Reels, and that's what I knew. I had to include them in the video. And this show was literally anything but fighting crime. This is why a lot of people hated Teen Titans Go. And I do feel like it was a downgrade from the original, but some episodes were okay. Like, it wasn't the worst show in the world or anything. Now we got Patrick. I'm sure a lot of you were expecting
He should have been
Patrick to
number 1.
This video. The one time Patrick got a job at the Krusty Krab, this dude
Is this
was
the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Room upside down. How do you even mess that up, bro? I don't know. I guess that whole episode, SpongeBob was trying to teach him how to work at the Krusty Krab. And when he picked up the phone, somebody asked if it was the Krusty Krab. But this dude kept insisting that it was Patrick. He tried delivering orders to the tables too, and he just kept eating the food. And I think the whole reason why he wanted a job is because SpongeBob had so many trophies and he wanted one. And by the end of the episode, he got a trophy in the mail. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what this trophy
I remember how
was.
excited his face was to when he saw what it was. This is the goofiest looking picture I've ever seen.
Patrick Star get an award for? Doing absolutely
Look at his
nothing.
face.
Like, this dude has to at least be top 5 lazy characters. There's no way.
Is he
There
gonna
is a
show
whole
it? I don't
meme
think
where
he
Patrick's
is.
to-do list literally says nothing. And for whatever reason, he had to write that shit down. He had to remember that he had nothing to do, like always.
I don't think he's gonna
guess
show it.
at least he tried? I don't know. But Patrick is always spawn camping under the rock just watching TV. That is the average day of Patrick Star. Now we got Garfield. All right, he's got to be in the top 3. Like, this dude literally does nothing.
He gets away with it because he's not human. But then again, neither is Patrick. Beast Boy is part human. Yeah, Beast Boy is definitely human. Probably has some DNA mixing shit going on there. But Richard isn't human either. Richard is a bunny. Never mind.
Besides eat lasagna and watch TV, Garfield has got to be on this list. He was lazy about everything else except food. He would literally do anything to get food. And his entire
The way they
slogan is
animated that,
also
look at that.
except food.
Bro,
He would literally
this is so funny. Look at this. His jaw is somehow stretched like, what is that, like 12 inches in the air? And the food is just flying into his mouth.
do anything to get food. And his entire slogan is also hating Mondays. I don't get why he says that, because his life is not any different on
Exactly.
Mondays. Like, this
You're
dude
not
doesn't
going
have
to a 9 to
job.
5. The thought of that did not occur to me until now. Why does he hate Mondays? That's something John, his owner, should be saying.
He just lounges around in the house on Mondays. It's not really any different. Now we got Peter Griffin. There are so many memes about Peter Griffin being lazy. Like, there's one meme where he's just getting carried on a forklift. And then I've been seeing one where it's like Bill Gates dropped out of college too, and it's just Peter Griffin on the couch covered in food stains. And in that episode, Peter literally gets stuck to the couch. Like, how are you so...
Getting stuck to the couch is like achieving Discord mod status.
lazy to the point where you get stuck on the couch. That is insane. Like, I'm surprised Richard's ass didn't get stuck on the couch. But guys, don't worry. Bill Gates also dropped out of college too. And I'm also a 65-year-old kid, so just give me time, bro. I don't have to get a job yet, man. It's all good.
Wait, hold
But
on.
this dude,
Let me
Peter,
see that
was
meme
just
again.
kid, so just give me time, bro. I don't have
How
to get...
I'ma be at my son's career day while I pull out my beat up laptop and cook up 3 out of key and off tempo summer type beats. That's crazy.
Get a job yet, man. It's all good. But this dude Peter was just dead ass spamming Uber Eats for an entire week, to the point where you could barely even walk in his living room. There was like beer cans all over the floor and shit. His skin just got so sweaty that he just pretty much became one with the couch. And I cannot forget that one episode where he ran his own food truck because Lois wanted him to eat healthy. I don't know what kind of contraption he was serving, but literally by the end of the episode, Peter had to be carried out of the food truck via crane. He was just staying in there for days on end, just eating whatever slop he was serving. And then in season 3, episode 10, Peter lost his job, so he decided to just sit on the couch for 2 weeks and just eat chips or something. And it was to the point where Brian had to drive him around on a forklift for him to go on a walk. And when Brian was taking him outside, he couldn't even fit through the door. But getting stuck to the couch like that, yeah, he is going at the number 2 spot, bro. That's crazy. Eric Carmen. I don't think I've ever seen somebody more spoiled in my entire life. This dude's mom will literally give him anything he asks for. And all he has to do is really just sit on the couch.
He's a massive little shit, though.
When he doesn't get his way. Cannot forget that episode where him, Stan, Kenny, and Kyle were playing World of Warcraft. His mom ran downstairs just so he could shit in a bucket. I've never seen that much dedication.
This guy is a certified Discord mod, if he isn't already. And this guy has the potential to be one. There's still hope for Kenny and Kyle. They're not that far gone. Oh wait, no, I just realized this is Eric. He's even fatter than usual.
And look at the meals his mom is cooking him up. Like fucking 5 pancakes with powdered donuts surrounding them. Like, no wonder why this dude gets cooked for being a plate cleaner. It just makes sense. I think this happened literally in the second episode. This dude bought a product that thought would get him in shape, and it was called the Weight Gain 4000. This dude really thought he had to bulk. Nah, dude, you gotta go on the cut of the century right now. I don't know why he thought a product called Weight Gain 4000 would help him cut weight. Like, you gotta exercise to lose the weight. Like, bro, there is no shortcut to exercising. And all he had to do to get it was he had to just cry on the couch and just make, I don't even know, some kind of squealing noise. And then his mom was like, all right, I'll go to the store tonight instead of tomorrow. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it
Whole
really
Foods
wasn't
Market too, so you know it's that expensive shit.
big of a deal. But what's crazy is that when Eric sets his mind to something, oh, he will be super dedicated. He'll do it. The amount of times he wanted to get revenge on people. And of course, after Eric ate the Weight Gain 4000 or whatever it was, you can just imagine what happened. Snorlax. I think all he does is sleep. Like, I don't really think he does anything else. Like, in the games, you gotta move his ass out of the way when he's blocking, I forget what city, but I've never seen a creature so dedicated to sleeping in my entire life. And the only time he wakes up is to eat something. That's it. So we just had to put him on here. Like, the moment I think lazy characters, I think of Snorlax. But if you enjoyed this video, you will like this one right here about the most annoying
Patrick Star is
side
number
character.
one. Nobody's beating him. Maybe Richard. Maybe Richard. Yeah, Richard is number one. Purely because of the universe breaking when he did get a job. So that was it, guys. That was the biggest bums in cartoons. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.